Hi, I'm Ashley Johnson with Clear Brothers TV, and I'm standing here with Tracey Birdsall, who is the lead actress in the movie Rogue Warrior, Robot Fighter, that's screening tonight at the Culver City Film Festival. Thank you so much, Tracey, for being here. So tell me a little bit what it was like to get in the emotional mind of Sienna, because she is a fighter, and she's really going to have to go into the galaxy and save mankind at the end of the day against artificial intelligence.
Part of what's fun about doing Sienna was that she had so many different mindsets because her awareness of who she was and what stage she was at in life changed. So I color-coded the script. It's like, okay, I know this at this point, I know that at that point, because her awareness had to be limited at certain parts in the film. And so it kind of unfolded for her, which was overwhelming for her, but at the same time, you know, as actors, we just kind of live their life, and so I just didn't allow myself to know the information that she knew until that point, which she knew it, which made it really easy to kind of just go along the flow with the whole process at that point.
Oh, wow. And Tracey's very much known for her in-depthness of character. She goes the extra mile, and this was also an athletic role. So what was it like to do the stunts in the film?
That's my favorite part. I absolutely love doing the stunts. And actually, when you see her wandering through those mountainous terrain and up in the sand dunes, we had to do that, you have to remember, 10, 20 times. And so it was exhilarating. You know, it's exhausting because when you're on camera, you never question your abilities. Kind of like if you go to the gym, you're like, okay, I need to stop now. When you're on camera, you're literally, it's fight or flight. You know, you know that you have to survive. And so you're not thinking, oh, I can't do this anymore. Oh, I need to stop and take a breath. You're just going. And so it was exhilarating. It's really, really fun. And you start to feel more like machine because you're like, oh, I really can do this if I'm not questioning it. If I'm running from that and I really believe I'm running for my life, then you just never stop. Yeah.
It sounds very exciting. I know that this is actually a movie that was initially a TV series. So how did it feel going months and months and months living the life of this character nonstop?
Well, this started out as a film and now it's going into a TV series. And so we didn't realize actually at the time that it was going to keep going. And then it just kept going and going, and the story kept enlarging, and everybody wanted to see her journey and where she went next and stuff like that. So some of that was also due to the feedback that we got from the distributors and from, you know, the people that saw the film and stuff like that. So it was so much fun to have it not come to an end because it didn't feel like it ended, and to have the layers upon layers that went after that was just amazing.
It sounds amazing. I mean, I personally can't wait till I actually get to see it myself. In terms of working with writer-director Neil Johnson, you guys have worked together a lot. And I even asked him the same question. I wanted to know, what do you think is the key element to the dynamic duo? What draws you into working with Neil every single time, getting excited about a project that he's asked to bring you on board for?
It's really, really hard to say no when you trust a director, because I've worked for other directors over the years in between my projects with Neil, and you're an actor, so you know this. I mean, when you work with a director and you're doing physicality and emotions and things like that to that degree, you have to trust that director, because sometimes they push you in a direction that isn't how you see it, and you have to trust their vision. And once you've seen it work over and over, then you don't question anything. And so I think that it all comes down to not just the fact that I trust his skill and his brilliance, because he really is one of the top-notch people doing independent film right now today, but I think that it's trusting his choices and the direction that he pushes you in, and being, you know, so you have to change on a dime sometimes, but if you have that faith and that trust in that director that you've worked with, then it's magical. It's absolutely magical.
I know I have seen before where you have mentioned that you find that Neil is very much an actor's director, and that's what you enjoy through the process. What was maybe the biggest maybe critique or even just a piece of advice that he gave you for pushing through the role of Sienna?
I don't think that I needed too much to push through her, but sometimes I would see that she was feeling something different, or just to be honest, I mean, sometimes we just don't feel like having a breakdown that day. Right. You know, even as the character gets exhausted, and when you're on that type of a journey and it's the end of the world, you get emotionally exhausted, not just physically exhausted. And so sometimes he would say, well, I really need this here and I really need that there, and I couldn't always see it, and that's why I call him a punisher, because it was just like when you just think you can't do anymore and you can't take anymore, but of course you would never say no. Right. And then you just do it, and then you just go home and you just collapse, and then the alarm rings and you get up and do it the next day. Yeah. It's like...
Well, it sounds like you had a great time making the film, and I know it's going on to a lot of different places. It's circulating right now, of course, at the Culver City Film Festival, but I want to wish you the best of luck with the film, Tracey, and there's going to be so much more great things from you. You always bring us such great work, but thank you so much for being here.